What's up, babes? Happy Thanksgiving. I think this is coming out on Black Friday. At least I think so. I'm about to head out to Dallas on this wonderful Tuesday. Thought I'd make this quick video because it is a break week for One Piece. I don't think that has anything to do with Thanksgiving, but it could. It's possible. I got recommended in my Discord a couple weeks ago to make a video on top 10 anime, and that's what I'm doing. If there's ever a break week, I think I'm just going to take from the video ideas, and if there's something I like, I'm going to do it. If there's something I want to delve into more with One Piece, I'm going to do it. But as you can assume, One Piece is going to be pretty high up on this list. Starting off with honorable mentions, I'm not editing, so I'll post a list down below if you need to see it. But besides that, it's kind of just going to be off the cuff. I did write all of it down here on my phone, but I'll explain a little bit why each one is it, but we're not delving too into any anime, just kind of why it's in my top 10. But we're going to have 3 honorable mentions to start, and all for different reasons. First is my favorite sports anime that I've ever seen, and that's Haikyuu. I watched that at the end of last year, I believe, and it's very good. It's a very, high quality inspirational anime, but doesn't quite make the cut. Black Clover is something I'm actually reading. Something I actually, if you zoom back at the beginning of my channel, I made a video on Black Clover and why the anime is not worth it. Why I did not like it in the first 12 episodes. But as I've been reading it, it is getting much better, and I can only imagine the animation that they have for it nowadays is excellent. I'm trying to remain spoiler free, but now that I'm past halfway, I think that it could find its way onto the top 10 at some point. And the final one is actually Demon Slayer. Demon Slayer does not crack the top 10, which I'm sure surprises a lot of you because I do like Demon Slayer. I do think it's very solid. It's just not as good or as classic as some of the ones that I'm about to name. So those are our 3 HMs. Number 10, Berserk. Boom, we got the poster up. Berserk was one that is much darker than the average anime that I'm into, but I was all for it. I read the whole thing pretty quickly. I remember taking a break, but as soon as I heard that the author Kimura passed away, I immediately got caught up and read it. I have not read any of the new chapters, so I'm kind of just waiting for those to kind of queue up to see where it's going. But Berserk has some, if not the best art of any manga that I've ever seen. And even though it hasn't really knocked it out of the park with an anime adaptation yet, I think that someday that it will. And I hate to say it, but the spark of the author passing away might do that. But number 10 is Berserk. Number 9, you can't see it, but right there is a poster of it on this wall. Hunter x Hunter. Hunter x Hunter is number 9. I think it's overrated. Whenever somebody tells me that Hunter x Hunter is their favorite anime, I look at them for a second. I'm like, are you sure about that? Are you sure about that? Because it is excellent. It is great world building wise. The fights are awesome. The Nen in general is pretty cool. I am a fan. I'm definitely a fan. I think they have some solid characters, but I think everything that it does is like the great value brand of some of the other great world builders that are out there. But Hunter x Hunter kind of puts its own spin. The only thing that I don't like too much about it is I think it's like too in-depth, like a little too in-depth where I'm just like, I don't need all this information. It's like when I read the manga, these new chapters, which have been solid, by the way, it's literally me reading paragraphs. It's like I'm actually reading a book when I'm doing Hunter x Hunter. But the anime is solid, the fights are well done, and it's been going on kind of for a while, and I expect the anime to kind of return in almost a Bleach type of style where it's like much down the line, but the animation is going to be much improved. So we'll see how that goes and where that one is heading. Number 8, actually maybe one if not the best anime that I've seen this year, probably the best, is Attack on Titan. Now, Attack on Titan is one that I used to talk shit about all the time. I didn't think it was good. I thought it was overrated. But when I really sat down and watched the whole thing in both English and sub, it's damn good. It is just damn good. Has a phenomenal twist. Has phenomenal characters. Great set pieces. The animation is very good. Kind of changed a little bit in between seasons, especially between 3 and 4. Whether that's for good or for bad is kind of up to your own interpretation, but a great anime. I love the twists. I love the darkness of it. Not something that's super traditional, kind of like Berserk, but a very big fan and kind of a newer fan. So I haven't even finished the series yet. I know that's going to be coming in the beginning of 2023, so I'm excited to see that. Excited to see the end of this series. Number 7 is Bleach. Bleach is number 7. Now, originally, Bleach was top 5, but the next 2 kind of explain why it's not top 5 anymore, only at 7. I love Bleach. I think Bleach has some of the highest highs and some of the lowest lows of any anime that there is. Literally any anime. You could name one and I'd be like, I don't know, bro. Like, this one is crazy dull at points and the most hype shit that there is at other points. And I think that is both a hindrance, but it also is something that I do enjoy because those heights are crazy. Like, the first time we go to Soul Society, it blows my mind every time. But I banged through all those chapters, have seen the anime. 1,000-Year Blood War is out now. I think they're going episodically by every week, I'm pretty sure. I haven't been watching it. I'll probably wait till it's done, take a look at the coolest scenes, and be done with it. But yeah, Bleach is awesome. I'm a big fan of Bleach. I know people would definitely put this higher, but it's the lowest of the like original 3 kids of Dragon Ball, which is also higher on this list. Number 6 is Deathnote. Now, because this is an anime list, Deathnote comes on this list. I believe it has a manga, but the anime is peak anime. It's peak. The next one is also peak, and you can't really argue it too much. The rest of this list, I could see you arguing, but the next 2, you just can't. Deathnote is S tier for the first 26, 27 episodes. Like, just damn good. Just like amazing. And you don't even have to be an anime fan to enjoy something like Deathnote. It's just that good. I've never seen the movie, but I can guarantee you that the anime is better. It's also short and sweet, even though after I think 27 onward is a little bit more dull. It's only for what, 11 or 12 episodes, and it's still like a B-ish type of anime. It just goes way downhill once, spoiler alert, L dies. But 2 of the greatest characters in anime ever. A wonderful concept and just twists and turns and mystery throughout, which I very much enjoyed. Number 5, Full Metal Alchemist. That guy right there. Brotherhood, I guess, because people are going, oh, do you mean Brotherhood? Are you talking about Brotherhood? I am talking about Brotherhood. Brotherhood is once again amazing. I don't think you can argue it too much on just the storytelling ability that Full Metal Alchemist has. Not only does it have great characters, a great world to be in, great powers, a great like metaphor for all of it. It's just amazing storytelling. I could go on arc by arc why it's so good, but if you've seen it, you know. Full Metal doesn't even really need much of an explanation or backing. If anyone tells me, hey, like Full Metal is my favorite anime, I'm just like, okay, you just seem to have good taste off the rip, but Full Metal is just kind of the bee's knees. Number 4, and probably the biggest surprise on this list to some people who won't even know who this is, Rave Master. Now, Rave Master, I don't even think they finished the anime, at least to the end of it. I'm pretty damn sure they actually did not, which can tell you, well, then it wasn't good enough to require any more adaptations into the anime. But if we look at the manga and kind of everything it did, it's something that's inspired not only my writing now, but it's just something I always revisit. It's actually my most viewed video on YouTube. If you go back, it's almost at 1,000 for just why Rave Master is good. I know there's a lot of hidden fans out there, but Rave Master is just peak in terms of characters. Now, the setting that they get put in, it could leave some to be desired, but the characters are so amazing. You just get warped into the story so well. And if you have characters as one of your like pillars that's holding up the building, it is fucking holding Rave Master up and being an absolutely excellent anime. It is the predecessor to Fairy Tail. I kind of hate Fairy Tail because it gets all the popularity I think Rave Master should, but it is what it is. If you haven't seen it, go research. But that is the start of my Mount Rushmore. Following up at number 3, Dragon Ball. That includes Z, that includes Super, GT, all of it. Dragon Ball is simplistic gold. It's the one that kind of set the gold standard, and it's kids that are both above it. It set the tone. It set the tone early. Akira Toriyama is fantastic. The anime is great, and it shows you don't need too much intricate backgrounds, crazy shit going on. You just need good characters, good fight sequences, and that's kind of it. A simple story to kind of tell, and as you tell that story, you can kind of throw things in there that people love. And I mean, we could look at Dragon Ball Z. I feel like I talk about it all the time on stream, but just all the arcs in Dragon Ball Z are all like S tier, like all of them. And how do you manage that? How do you manage I'm trying to think, probably 250, 300 plus chapters in Z and have the whole thing be S tier, which is kind of insane. Of course, Great Saiyaman, you could say, is a little bit of a slump, but still. And I think Super is still doing a great job, with a good job, I can't say great, a good job of carrying the torch as we go along. But the animes for this are very well taken care of. They have the best animated movies of anything that I've seen, and it's a series that's been holding for like 3 decades solidly, unlike Either our 1 or number 2. So drum roll please for number 2. You won't believe it. It's One Piece. Now, there's a couple reasons why One Piece is 2 on this list. I'll have to make this list again. But there's a couple reasons why One Piece is 2. You're like, how is One Piece 2 when you literally make a One Piece video every week, you dork? And what I will counter in saying is I may be a dork, but one, I'm watching One Piece anime right now. I've never actually seen it all the way through. I've read it multiple times through, but I've never seen it all the way through. I just finished Thriller Bark, and everything in this anime I love. There's some filler arcs, and there's some all right filler arcs, and there's some boring ones. But for the most part, not as much filler as our number 1 spot. I love the characters coming to life on the screen for it, but I've always been somebody who pushes the manga. So as somebody who's never finished the anime, even though I've seen all the hype scenes and I've, gone through all of it, I haven't watched it clean all the way through. And I am watching all the filler because I think that you should if you like the series enough, because it kind of, even though it means nothing, kind of like the Red movie, you get more time to bond and like learn from these characters. But yeah, One Piece is number 2 for the reason that number 1 is in fact Naruto. Spoiler alert. Number 1, it's what got me into anime. I was already reading One Piece, Rave Master, and Dragon Ball before I watched their animes. Kind of Z's a little bit of a messier timeline there. I definitely still saw some Dragon Ball, and then some Lollipop Sanji on Toonami for Cartoon Network for One Piece, and I think a little bit of that too for Rave Master. But when I really sat down, the conversation of dub and sub came to was Naruto. It's when I first started Naruto. I was talking so much shit. I was like, Naruto sucks. It looks goofy. It's dorky. But my brothers finally got me to watch it. I think either sophomore or junior year of high school. And I finished it in like a summer. I got to the war, I think is where they were at the time in the anime. And then I remember switching from dub to sub when I didn't understand what really was a difference and all the arguments with that. But Naruto's kind of really what made me fall in love with anime. So I have to give it number 1 for now because One Piece is not only done as a series, but I have not finished the anime myself all the way through yet. I do put this series like both on the top pedestal, which I know Simple Rick's pissed because Dragon Ball is 3. But I love them both. Naruto just takes the spot because of nostalgia and what got me into anime kind of in the first place, not just manga and all that nerdiness, but anime itself. So that is my list of top 10. Tell me that it sucks. Tell me that you love it. Tell me if you're surprised. Let me know. Happy Thanksgiving and have a great weekend. Bye.